afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, April 27th, and you know what kind of that means. But listen, it's time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Parrish. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. In today's show, we're going to look at our first year quarter review. Wrestlemania just ended, and I feel like that'd be a good place to stop and look back on things. But for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. All right, this right here is a simple show. We're just going to go over the big things that happened this past quarter, the news, the matches, and ultimately our stars for this first quarter. And we're going to start off with the top stories so far. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's a lot. So, Darby Allin will climb Mount Everest. And as of this show, he has started his climb, has already made base camp. He was, we all believe, to be the one to take the championship from Jon Moxley, but looks like that might not happen. We're probably going to go with Will Ospreay. Monday Night Raw made its official move to Netflix, and SmackDown made their move to USA. Needless to say, SmackDown's debut was much better because the Raw one was absolute trash. Listen, ladies, listen. Sitting there watching it, I figure it would be good, maybe even great, but it was atrocious. 3 hours, 4 matches, so much talking, acknowledging all the celebrities. The Rock showed up and made amends with Cody. It was not a good show. It just wasn't. And since then, Raw has been pretty solid on Netflix, but that debut was absolutely horrible. The Royal Rumble came and went, and Jey Uso, not John Cena, won the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair won the Women's Royal Rumble, which we kind of figured would happen. But the real story was Jey winning, Cena losing, and you figure, oh, well, Jey's winning, he's going to face Gunther for the World Championship. Jey Uso has been super over, and I understand exactly why he won. The Death Riders, after taking the World Championship from Bryan Danielson, they have reigned supreme over AEW. Trios champions up until a week ago. The story has been stagnating, but it picked up a lot of steam once Copeland and FTR and Swerve and Willow Nightingale all got involved, and it has been much better since then. Kenny Omega made his return from his over year-long battle with diverticulitis, and he's back. And he can't go like he used to, but he can still go. Just watch a couple of his matches. And not only that, he is now your international champion. Looks like we are leading to a match between him and Okada, possibly to unify the international and continental championships. I'm looking forward to that. Moose over in TNA has reigned supreme. He's the ruler of the X division. Not only is he the ruler of the X division, he faced the ruler of NXT, their world champion. But Moose being part of the X division, which is great because the X division has always been about surpassing limits and not being beholden to a weight class. Tessa Blanchard has made her return to TNA, and they are not going to acknowledge her past history. Not even the past history, the reasons why she hasn't been professional wrestling, because she is a former TNA world champion. Jordan Grace did the job for Tessa on her way out, so all things are good. Julia has made her turn to NXT and has reigned supreme, capturing the championship, and she has been absolutely fantastic, putting on phenomenal matches with Stephanie Vaquer and Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. And more importantly, the women of NXT are clearly the bread and butter of that brand. Not only that, when NXT went to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, the women were the main event, a 5-on-5 tag team match, and Jordan Grace was involved, and she was still part of TNA at that point. Megan Bayne has become all elite and has easily usurped Camille as one of the top horses in that division. Camille has been not seen since she got jumped, and Megan Bayne has been absolutely fantastic, suffering only one loss, and that is to Toni Storm. She's been absolutely dominant. That's how you do a debut. And on the opposite end of that spectrum, Britt Baker just gone. She's still on the contract, but she's going through some things. Her return last year was not great, and I think ultimately the division has passed her by. It's just better, and almost everyone in the division is just better than her. Penta, Rey Fenix, Ricky Saints, formerly known as Ricky Starks, Rusev, formerly known as Mira, and Aleister Black are back in the WWE. They're all there. Well, not back for Ricky, Penta, and Phoenix, but they have made their debuts one way or another. And with Ricky, the crowd just likes the chants Tony Fun, because Ethan Page is in NXT now as well, and it's just a really, really cringy chant. The Hurt Syndicate, we hurt people, are here in AEW, and they have one goal. They are the tag team champions. They are super, super, super over, and I think they really fit into that tweener realm because fans want to cheer them. They can't outwardly be bad, but seeing Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP in the AEW ring is great. It's really just great to have AEW around. Jacob Fatu is a star, and now I understand why they were hesitant on signing him, because he was clearly going to usurp Solo Sikoa. But here's the thing: I think Solo is a more diverse talent when it comes to character, and mic work. Jacob Fatu is absolutely awesome. Solo just can't get lost in the shuffle. WWE has debuted their Evolve show, bringing the original independent promotion under their banner. Now that's where they kind of pretty much using Evolve as their development brand for NXT. NXT is like no longer a development brand. It's a little bit above it, but not a full-on brand like Raw and SmackDown. But Evolve comes on Tubi, which is a great place because everybody has Tubi, and I really think that AEW losing Rampage hurts them, and they need that fifth hour. And whether it's putting it on Max, putting it on Tubi, or another free option, losing Rampage has absolutely hurt. They need that hour. Sticking with AEW, they're now on Max simulcast, and that's great news that the ratings essentially don't matter anymore. They just don't. And being on Max is a great thing. It really is. And now we just got to find a home for Ring of Honor. Say his name and he appears, I believe, in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is a star. He is here. He has wrestled at WrestleMania. He is the top guy in TNA. He's now the world champion. It took him a little bit long to pull the trigger on his championship ring, but the dude is super, super over. This is how you get over and how you bet on yourself. Harley Cameron is also a star. Remember, at one point she was in WWE, but nothing really happened with her hair. But she gets to AEW, and ever since she's been there, she has been funny, beautiful, amazing. She's super, super talented, and she's getting better and better in the ring every single time you see her. Now this unlikely partnership with Mercedes Moné is going to take her over the top, and there is not really a better woman to learn under than one of the best in the business in Mercedes Moné. Samantha Irvin left the WWE. She wanted more for herself. She wanted to better herself, and for some reason, somehow, someway, the WWE fans turned on her. She didn't just want to be a ring announcer. Trust me, we all know she's a fantastic ring announcer, but she wanted to be more. She wanted to be a manager. She wanted to do things besides being pigeonholed into that. And funny thing is, we're getting news reports that Kathy Kelly may be transitioning to a manager role. So I want y'all to explain that to me. Def Rebel sucks. The guy that makes The WWE's music is just not good. He makes really crappy music. It was no more apparent than at the Royal Rumble when fans and even Seth Rollins didn't know who was coming out. For every original AJ Styles theme and Roman Reigns theme and Seth Rollins theme, you get really generic ones like Penta, like the Alpha Academy. It's just not really good. Then we have some WWE releases, Blair Davenport, Isla Dawn, Cedric Alexander, Baron Corbin, guys that were just being sat on the sidelines, the authors of pain, and not being used. You signed all these people and you called them up from NXT and didn't have any plans for them. So you let me know Elias has crossed the line. The former Elijah is in TNA, and he's already made a name for himself, being at the top of the card, tag teaming with the Hardys, going against the Nemas, teaming up, pairing with Joe Hendry. It's been nothing but good things for him. And then how about the Grand Slam issues? This was a really big thing. So people assumed that Grand Slam, the annual show that usually takes place at Arthur Ashe Stadium, would be a pay-per-view. Not once did AEW say it would be a pay-per-view. Now, yes, they probably shouldn't have been charging those prices for that show. They even went to a smaller arena, but it was always going to be a Dynamite Collision taping, because when has Grand Slam ever been a pay-per-view? And now Grand Slam is starting to become an international show because they announced Grand Slam in Mexico at the Arena Mexico, which I'm looking forward to. That Naomi turned heel. So we were trying to figure out who attacked Jade Cargill, and it came out that it was Naomi. Jade came back at the Elimination Chamber and absolutely brutalized Naomi. But the story has been that Naomi has been fantastic in this heel role. Yes, she lost at WrestleMania, but I never knew that she had this in her. She's been really good, and it's always good to see a change in character and for someone to grow. Lyra Valkyria became the first women's intercontinental champion. Her reign has not been great, but they see something in her. I see it too. It's just they have to push her. They have to book her better. So we'll see what goes down when she's really gets going with this feud with Becky Lynch. Max Caster is on a 14-15 match losing streak, but he is super over after splitting up the Acclaim, and I really do expect them to come back together at some point down the line. He has the Max Caster Open Challenge, and for the longest time what it was really doing is keeping stars on TV, keeping people in your brain and your train of thought in his work. And then it led to, at AEW Dynasty, Anthony Bones returning and once again and beating him in the challenge. This is really good. TNA continues to grow. We're looking for a better TV deal. They're now got some new knockouts. They need a few more. Listen, Alba Fire and Indy Hartwell, who also was released. They're right there waiting for you. They signed Maggie Lee. They brought back Tessa. They have Mei Ying Lee, Lei Ying Lee. This is good. Get them a better TV deal. This crossover with TNA and NXT has been really helping them out. Especially it's helped the Knockouts tag team division, because it looks like the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships will only show up at NXT every so often. We had an average build to WrestleMania. It just didn't feel right. I don't know. Maybe because last year was the 40th WrestleMania, and that was a big thing, and we were closing out on the Roman Reigns Cody Bloodline storyline, was the return of The Rock. But something just felt off about the build to the WrestleMania. And not only did it feel weak, it was lacking matches. But we'll get into that just a little bit later. Homicide, the 187, the legend, retired, had his final match, and everybody came out in support. This man has touched so many people, especially those that came through Ring of Honor. Homicide is a legend, and he got to go out on top on his own terms, which has been really, really good. Athena and Billy Starks are finally here in AEW. They have been killing it in Ring of Honor, but now they're still doing both. Athena is our forever champion. She's been women's champion for like 3 years, and at some point she's got to lose that championship. But now they are on AEW. They are not to be forgotten. Billy has been awesome. Athena is clearly going to face Mercedes Moné either at All In or All Out or Double or Nothing. And WWE had their European tour, and it was great. The number one thing that the European tour showed me is that European crowds, better yet, foreign crowds, are just better than American crowds. They just are. And the tour was really, really good for ratings. It was really, really good for the stars. It was fun having a Raw on at 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. AEW had the Owen. The Owen is back. We're in the middle of the Owen Hart tournament right now, with the winners, just like last year, getting a championship match at All In. The women's side is complete, with it being Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter in the final. So we're waiting for the men's side to finish up. Ospreay is already in the final, so is waiting on the winner of Hangman Kyle Fletcher. Like I said earlier, Grand Slam Mexico, CMLL. This has just been great news for AEW. I'm glad that this promotion exists. It sucks with this story is that Kevin Owens needs neck surgery. Kevin Owens will be out indefinitely. He was supposed to have a match versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and I wanted that match. I wanted KO to win the WWE Championship, but WWE was scared to pull the trigger on him and wasting this man who has not lied once. So we wish KO the best and can't wait for his recovery and his return. Swerve Strickland versus Booker T. Yeah, y'all don't know about this one, right? So Swerve has essentially said, and this was on Vlad TV, the WWE has a hard time pushing black men. There haven't been any black singles wrestlers, stars on pay-per-view in like 2.5 years. And then Triple H came out and said, I don't see color, which is the one thing you never say when talking about race. And Booker T's like, nah, that's not true. And Swerve's like, it is true. These are what your fans are saying. These are what the people are saying. Listen, Booker T's been a company man. I'm not going to call him Uncle Tom, but he has been a company man, and he will go to bat for the WWE. And fine, that's all well and good, but Swerve's not wrong. Case in point, I want you to look at Braun Breaker, NXT, main roster, Carmelo Hayes, NXT, main roster. Who's better? Right? And Swerve made a really good point that Booker T, you weren't saying anything when Vince said the N-word in front of your face multiple times. Do better. Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton were at odds. Nobody wanted Charlotte Flair to win the Royal Rumble because we figured she was going to win the Women's Championship, but there was a segment on SmackDown happened a week after they had their sit-down interview where Charlotte completely embarrassed Tiffany. So, and they're face-to-face in the ring. Tiffany just went for the jugular, pulled no punches, and absolutely obliterated Charlotte, much to the point that Charlotte threw out a really corny line, and the fans were also all over Charlotte. The WWE has done a horrible job booking Charlotte for these last couple years, and I was happy to see Tiffany Stratton stand up for herself. Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Josh Alexander are all elites. 3 top guys, 2 coming from TNA, 1 coming from New Japan, have already made a big splash in AEW. This is just good. Yes, the rosters are a little bloated, but I figure, listen, once Tony Khan really gets a serviceable TV deal for Ring of Honor, please bring back Rampage. Things would be a lot more simple. He's also introducing a women's pure championship for Ring of Honor. So that would make 3 women's championships for Ring of Honor, whereas AEW only has 2. The pure championship is going to be really good, but Tony, we got to get some tag team championships for AEW, for Ring of Honor, for the women. Make it between AEW and Ring of Honor, and let's go. The WWE has bought AAA, the second premier Mexican promotion, and we're once again talking about WWE and their expansion. It was fine. AAA was essentially dying to CMLL, but this was a part of their bad PR week with Roman Reigns coming out saying he voted for Trump. The roast of WrestleMania, where you'll never see the video, but the audio has been leaked and it is absolutely atrocious. Triple H saying be a fan, not a critic. Nick Khan saying that they don't bench people. It was just a bad WrestleMania, one of the worst weeks for PR leading up to their week WrestleMania. This is one of the most despised and lackluster WrestleManias in a very long time. The fact that they only had 7 matches per night over 4 hours, a lot of talk. You start to notice the little things that make the show not worth watching, and it was just not great. And finally, I think the really big news is that Dynamite has surpassed Nitro for a number of episodes on a Turner Broadcasting station, TNT, TBS. This is great. Eric Bischoff did not have a meltdown. He's salty. Oh, he's definitely salty. He can keep on hating on AEW, but looks like AEW is not going anywhere. Dynamite is not going anywhere. But that, ladies and gentlemen, has been the top stories of 2025 on our first quarter, and we'll get into the top matches. So, the top matches of the first quarter of 2025. This is in no particular order. I'm kind of just going down through the month from January up until WrestleMania. But be on the lookout for the list and the top stars coming out this week. So, what do we have here? We're going to see a lot from AEW. They just kind of consistently put out better matches than the WWE. So what do we have? Will Ospreay versus Buddy Matthews on Dynamite. I believe this was just a fantastic match. I believe this was this wasn't Grand Slam. The first ever women's casino gauntlet. It was great. It was the first time we had it, and I'm looking forward to many, many more from SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. Once again, using the legend that is Bayley to help establish other talent. Konosuke Takeshita versus Katsuyori Shibata for the International Championship in a fantastic match. Listen, Takeshita is dope. We already know that, but we really know about Shibata. So this was just something to get up for. From Grand Slam, Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay versus Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Also from Grand Slam, Kazuchika Okada versus Buddy Matthews for the AEW Continental Championship. Absolutely fantastic match. And of course, the main event from that same show, Toni Storm, Mariah May for the Women's Championship. NXT Vengeance Day, the fatal 4-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. Julia defending against Bayley, Roxanne Perez, and Cora Jade. The Elimination Chamber unsanctioned match, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. They absolutely destroyed each other. From Raw, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. This was a great. This just showed that Io is just that good. From Revolution, Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet. Love what Ricochet's been doing in AEW. Also from Revolution, as we like to call it, the Hollywood ending, Toni Storm, Mariah May Falls Count Anywhere match for the Women's World Championship. Absolutely fantastic. This might be my favorite match of the first quarter so far. Also from Revolution, Kenny Omega Takeshita for the International Championship, and Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher in that steel cage match. Revolution has slowly but surely become the top AEW pay-per-view when it comes to match quality. From Raw, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Once again, Rhea could not get the job done. From Dynasty, Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart in the Women's Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal match. And Toni Storm versus Megan Bayne for the AEW Women's World Championship. Kenny Omega in a triple threat versus Speedball Mike Bailey and Ricochet for the International Championship. Just good quality all around. Once again, AEW does it with their pay-per-views. From Raw, Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley as Lyra defended the Women's Intercontinental Championship in an absolutely stunning match. Once again, Bayley is just that girl. She knows what to do. From Dynamite, Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa in an Owen quarterfinal match. Love to see these two go at it one more time. Like it was absolutely awesome. From Collision, Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks in an Owen Hart quarterfinal match. If y'all didn't believe in Billy Starks before, y'all gotta believe it. Billy Starks now back-to-back bangers with Jamie Hayter, Konosuke Takeshita to Brody King in another quarterfinal match. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I need a Brody King singles push, or for the Hounds of Hell to get a tag team championship reign. From Raw, Bayley versus Liv Morgan. From Dynamite, Mercedes Moné and Athena in a semi-final Owen Cup match. Oh my God. We waited long enough for this, and it lived up to the hype, to the billing, and so much more. Absolutely fantastic. Probably my second favorite match of the year. Ospreay and Takeshita in an Owen Cup semi-final match. These two just know what to do. Oh my God. It's better than every single match that went down on WrestleMania. From New Japan, Windy City Riot, Tomohiro Ishii versus Gabe Kidd, and a 30-minute Iron Man match for the Strong Openweight Championship. And lastly, the best match from WrestleMania, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair for the Women's World Championship. Those are my favorite matches, the best matches from the first quarter of 2025. And we'll right back one more time with the stars of the first quarter. And lastly, our stars of the year. Who topped it all? Not stars of the year, but stars of the first quarter. I'm sorry. So who do we have? We got a nice little list. Let's run through. We got Obafemi, the ruler, the current NXT champion, having a great reign as the North American champion. So it was only inevitable that he would become the NXT champion. He's done himself really well. Ricochet, Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. This man has been a breath of fresh air in AEW. Getting the time, the opportunity to show himself, to acquit himself well in AEW over anything he's ever done in the WWE. He has been just really good. Tiffany Stratton, the women's champion, cashed in and has really started to feel more confident in herself, has started to grow more into herself. She's currently a face, which doesn't really suit her, but she's been good, and she ultimately got a win over Charlotte at WrestleMania. Match wasn't that great, but we'll see what's next in her reign. Ricky Saints, the artist formerly known as Ricky Starks, is in NXT. He's now the new North American champion. I hate the name of Ricky Saints. His music, again, just like I said about Death Row, but it's not great. His AEW theme is so much better. But he looks like, in my opinion, he's like Ethan Page. He needs a stable environment to be great, and that's no knock on AEW. It's just, what people need. Liv Morgan has been the star of the women's division for 2 years now. I'm sorry, over Jade, over Naomi, over Becky, over Bayley, over Rhea, over Bianca. Liv Morgan has been the star of the women's division. He's still a star. She has been absolutely fantastic. And Io Sky, the genius of the sky, man, I think people are really starting to recognize just how good she is. I know how good Io is. Io is just an amazing talent. And now look at her, Women's World Champion, big win on WrestleMania. Toni Storm and Mariah, man, putting these two women together because they have been a part of the best story in wrestling, in my opinion, in the last year, putting on two back-to-back banger of matches, Grand Slam and Revolution. They have the best women's feud since probably Sasha and Bayley in NXT. Like, there's no women's feud that comes close. You have Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. You've got Willow and Chris. You've got Becky and Ronda, but they are just tops, and I hope Mariah May resigns with AEW. Megan Bayne, the new hoss of the women's division. We heard that she was signed for a year now, but something wasn't adding up. She was over in Japan, getting better, and now coming over to AEW. Yeah, she's going to be a big player in this division. Mercedes Moné, CEO, absolutely has been killing it for just since coming to AEW. What else there is to say? banger after banger after banger matches, not just in AEW, but over in New Japan and over in House of Glory and over in Rev Pro. 4 belts, Monet. Better herself, and she's absolutely winning. Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champion. Yes, you don't, like a kind of, some of the Death Rider stuff, but man, he is a flag bearer for AEW. He's just that guy, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. It's only because he just won the Intercontinental Championship. He's been good. Now he's great. And I'm expecting a really, really good feud with the implosion of the Judgment Day. How about we hurt people? We hurt people. We hurt people. Yeah. The Hurt Syndicate. Ladies and gentlemen, what can I say about the Hurt Syndicate? Finally, we get what we should have gotten with the Hurt Business in the WWE. And I wouldn't be surprised if we add just some more people to the Hurt Syndicate, maybe another guy and especially a girl, but I would love for them to join. The current tag team champions are just super, super over. And how about whose house? Swerve Strickland. This man is another person who, in my opinion, the WWE fumbled, but here we are. This man is betting on himself, has bet on himself, and what can I say? He'll be a big part of AEW from here until whenever he decides not to be a big part of AEW. Harley Cameron, star. I don't think you can find another woman in wrestling, with the exception probably Toni Storm, who is so over. Harley Cameron is a great talent, a fantastic talent, and AEW has landed on something big with her. Say his name and he appears, I believe, in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, the TNA World Champion, super over, and he's working it. He's making it work. There's nothing to cry about. There's nothing to complain about. Stephanie Vaquer became the first woman to be a dual champion in NXT, and she has an aura about her, a demeanor, the way she carries herself. She's been absolutely fantastic. Nick Nemeth carried TNA on his back, and now the transition to the heel role has helped them tremendously. This guy is finally getting that fair shake in TNA, on the indies, in New Japan, that he kind of got in the WWE, but he's been better for. Adam Cole returned from his leg injury, and now he's your TNT champion, feuding with Dan Garcia, going up against FTR. It's just great to have him back. Naomi, like I said before, her heel turn was a thing of beauty for her. And the Ops, we got the Ops: Hook, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Katsuyori Shibata. Bring the heat, bring the fire. It's just good to have a good team. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the first quarter review. I think I hit all of the major spots, all of the major points. I can't wait for the next quarter, because we got Money in the Bank, we got Double or Nothing, and All In. A couple other shows coming up. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Check out the socials: Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, 215 on Twitter. Look what we got coming up. May's going to be a great month. I'm looking forward to it. And as always, Anna J, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Gigi Dolan, Isla Dawn, and Bailey. Holla at your boy. Peace.